I never thought a single weekend could change my life forever, but when Mom made her unexpected decision, I realized there was no going back. It all started on an ordinary Friday evening. I had just finished school, tossed my bag on the floor, and collapsed on the couch. Life was normal. Also, I thought. "You're going to love what I have planned for you this weekend," Mom said with a mysterious smile. I raised an eyebrow. Planned? That was new. "Just trust me," she added, her eyes twinkling with a secret I wasn't in on. I should have asked more questions. I should have known something was up. But instead, I shrugged and went about my evening, completely unaware that by Sunday night, everything would be different. I never imagined that a single weekend could change my identity forever. But as I sit here, looking at myself in the mirror, long hair cascading over my shoulders, a soft pink dress hugging my frame, and delicate makeup perfectly applied, I realize one thing: Mom's plan was never just for a weekend. This is my life now. But how did I end up here? Let's go back to the beginning. My name is Ryan, and I've always been, well, average. I wasn't a troublemaker, but I wasn't the golden child either. I lived a pretty quiet life with my mom, Linda, ever since my dad left when I was 10. She raised me on her own, and even though she was strict, she always made sure I had everything I needed. Mom worked as a fashion designer from home, which meant our house was always filled with fabric, sewing machines, and mannequins dressed in elegant gowns. I never paid much attention to her work. I was too busy playing video games or hanging out with my best friend, Jake. But looking back now, maybe I should have paid more attention, because that world of dresses, wigs, and makeup was about to become my reality. It all started on a Friday evening. I had just gotten home from school, exhausted and ready to spend the weekend gaming. I tossed my backpack onto the couch and grabbed a soda from the fridge. That's when Mom walked in. "Ryan, I have a special weekend planned for us," she said with a smile. I raised an eyebrow. A special weekend? Mom never planned things like that. "We're going to do something fun, something different," she continued. I was suspicious. Mom's idea of fun usually involved me helping her with boring chores. "Just trust me," she added, a strange glint in her eyes. Something felt off, but I shrugged. Fine. If it made her happy, I'd go along with it. I had no idea what I was agreeing to. The next morning, I woke up late, expecting a lazy day. Instead, Mom was waiting for me in the living room with an excited grin. "Come with me," she said, grabbing my hand and leading me to her workroom. I hesitated at the doorway. The room was filled with racks of dresses, wigs, and makeup. It looked like a backstage dressing area for a fashion show. "Sit down, sweetheart," Mom said, pushing me toward a chair in front of a mirror. Sweetheart? That was weird. She never called me that. "We're going to try something new," she continued. I frowned. Try what? Before I could protest, she held up a silky pink dress. "You're going to help me with my latest project. I need a model, and you're perfect for it." I laughed. She had to be joking. "Mom, no way. I'm not wearing that." Her smile didn't fade. Instead, she held my gaze and said, "Trust me, Ryan. Just try it. One time." There was something in her voice, something that made me pause. Mom never forced me into anything before, and, well, she looked so excited. I sighed. Fine, one time. And that was the moment that changed everything. I hesitated as Mom handed me the pink dress. It was softer than I expected, the fabric smooth against my fingers. "Go on, try it," she urged, her eyes filled with anticipation. I gulped. "It's just a dress, Ryan. No big deal." Stepping behind the folding screen in the corner of the room, I slowly pulled off my t-shirt and jeans. My heart pounded as I lifted the dress over my head, letting it slide down my body. It felt different. The fabric brushed against my skin in a way my regular clothes never did. It was light, airy, almost like I wasn't wearing anything at all. "Come out," Mom called. I took a deep breath and stepped out. Mom's face lit up. "Oh, Ryan, you look." She stopped herself, biting her lip. "You look adorable." I shifted uncomfortably. Adorable. That wasn't exactly what a 17-year-old guy wanted to hear. "Hold on," Mom said, hurrying over. Before I could react, she pulled my hair back and placed a blonde wig over my head. Then she grabbed a makeup brush. "Mom, no way," I started, but she shushed me. "Just a little touch-up. It'll complete the look." I sighed and let her work. After what felt like an eternity, she finally stepped back and smiled. "Look at yourself." I turned to the mirror and froze. The person staring back at me wasn't Ryan. She was someone else. The soft waves of the wig framed my face perfectly. The makeup had completely transformed my features. My eyes looked bigger, my lips fuller. I didn't look like a guy in a dress. I looked like a girl. A real one. "See," Mom said, placing her hands on my shoulders. "You're beautiful." I swallowed hard. Why did hearing that make my stomach twist? "Let's try something else," Mom said, turning to her closet. "Wait, something else." I thought this was just a one-time thing. But Mom had other plans. Mom spent the next hour dressing me up in different outfits. Skirts, blouses, even a long flowing evening gown. Each time, she fixed my hair, adjusted my makeup, and had me pose in front of the mirror. "You're a natural," she kept saying. I wasn't sure how I felt about that. At first, I had protested, but the more I looked at myself, the harder it became to deny one thing. It wasn't just fun for Mom. A part of me was enjoying this too. And that terrified me. "Let's take some pictures," Mom said suddenly, grabbing her phone. "Wait, what? No way," I stepped back. "Just for us," she assured me. "It'll be a memory of this fun little experiment." I hesitated. "It was just for us, right?" Slowly I nodded. "Fine." I posed, feeling my heart race with every click of the camera. Was this really me? Or was I becoming someone else? Just as Mom was fixing my lipstick, a sudden knock echoed through the house. My blood ran cold. "Who is that?" I whispered. Mom glanced at the door, then back at me. "Stay here," she said, walking toward the hallway. Panic surged through me. What if it was Jake? Or one of Mom's friends? I couldn't let anyone see me like this. I started pulling off the wig, but just then, I heard something that made my stomach drop. "Linda, it's Emma. Open up." Emma, my girlfriend. My body went rigid. "Ryan's here, right?" Emma called from outside. "I need to talk to him." Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. I wasn't ready for this. I wasn't ready for her to find out. My breath hitched. Emma was right outside the door. I froze, my heart pounding so hard I thought she might hear it from outside. "Ryan," she called again. "Are you in there?" I couldn't answer. I was still wearing the pink dress, the wig, the makeup. If Emma saw me like this. Mom turned back toward me, her expression unreadable. "What do I do?" I whispered. Mom hesitated. Then, to my shock, she smiled. "You can talk to her like this," she said. My stomach dropped. "What happened?" "No way," I hissed. "Why not?" Mom asked casually. "You look beautiful. Maybe it's time Emma saw this side of you." My hands shook as I reached for the wig, ready to yank it off. But before I could, the front door handle twisted. I panicked. "Mom, don't let her in." But Mom just stood there smirking. And then, the door swung open. Emma stepped in, looking frustrated. "Finally, why weren't you answering?" She stopped. Her eyes landed on me. I went completely still. Emma's face twisted in confusion. Then realization dawned on her. Her gaze slowly traveled down from my curled hair to my painted lips to the pink dress hugging my body. The air grew heavy. Silence. Then, in the softest whisper, "Ryan." My stomach plummeted. I wanted to speak, to explain, to say anything. But no words came out. I was caught, and I had no way out. She blinked. Her face cycled through 100 emotions: shock, confusion, disbelief. And then something else. Something I couldn't read. "What is this?" she finally asked. My throat closed up. I couldn't tell if she was angry or just confused. I swallowed. "It's not what it looks like." Emma raised an eyebrow. "Really? Because it looks like you're standing in your mom's living room wearing a dress." I clenched my fists. "It's complicated." "Oh, I bet it is." She folded her arms, stepping closer. I backed away instinctively. "Ryan," her voice was softer now. "Talk to me. What's going on?" I looked at Mom, silently begging her to step in, but she just watched, waiting. This was my moment, and I had to own it. I took a shaky breath. "Emma, The words caught in my throat. What do I even say? That my mom had put me in this dress. That I let her. That, deep down, a part of me didn't want to take it off. "I didn't plan for you to see me like this," I admitted. Emma's eyes searched mine. "Then why are you dressed like this at all?" I bit my lip. How could I explain something I didn't even understand myself? I expected her to laugh, to freak out. Instead, she just watched me. "Do you like it?" she finally asked. The question hit me like a truck. I had spent my whole life avoiding that thought. But now, standing here, dressed like this, with Emma's eyes locked onto mine, I had to face it. I took a deep breath. And for the first time ever, I whispered, "I don't know." She was silent. Then, Emma stepped closer. My body went rigid. Her hand lifted, and then she touched my cheek. "You look," she whispered, "beautiful." I gasped. "You're not mad?" Emma shook her head slowly. "I'm surprised," she admitted, "but mad, no." My heart raced. I had spent the last 5 minutes waiting for disaster, but instead, Emma accepted me. Or at least she wanted to understand. Just when I thought the worst was over, Emma dropped a bombshell. "So, are you planning to be my boyfriend still, or something else?" My stomach flipped. I stared at her. "What do you mean?" Emma tilted her head. "I mean, if this is who you really are, do you even want to be my boyfriend, or are you someone else?" My hands went cold. I hadn't even thought about that. Was this just a one-time thing? Or was this who I was becoming? I had no answer. And that terrified me. Emma's words echoed in my mind. "Do you even want to be my boyfriend? Or are you someone else?" The room felt smaller. The dress suddenly felt tighter. I didn't know how to respond. My instinct was to say, "Of course, I'm still your boyfriend." But the truth was more complicated. I looked at my reflection in the mirror. A girl stared back at me. Curled hair, soft lips, a delicate figure in pink. I barely recognized myself. And yet, a part of me felt right. "Ryan." Emma's voice was soft, patient, but I could hear the uncertainty underneath. "Talk to me." I clenched my fists. I don't know." My voice came out in a whisper. Emma blinked. "You don't know?" I shook my head. "I don't know what this means. I don't know what I feel. I don't know if I'm still me." Emma was silent for a long moment. Then she exhaled. "Okay." I looked up at her, startled. "Okay," I repeated. She nodded. "You don't have to have all the answers right now." I swallowed hard. "But what if I never do?" Emma hesitated. "Then, we figure it out. Together. It's not so bad, is it?" I turned. Mom was watching us, a small smile on her lips. "You're panicking," she said, "but maybe this is something you should explore." Emma shot her a look. "This isn't just a game," Emma said. "This is his life." Mom's expression softened. "I know," she looked at me, but that's exactly why he shouldn't run from it. Emma crossed her arms. You planned this, didn't you? Mom didn't answer, but the look on her face, it told me everything. I looked down at my hands. Even without speaking, I could feel the weight of everything changing. My whole life I had been Ryan, Emma's boyfriend, Mom's son. But right now, I wasn't sure if either of those labels fit anymore. And that scared me. Outside, the world was still moving. But inside this room, everything was different, and I didn't know if I could ever go back. Emma stepped forward. Ryan. I looked up. Her eyes were serious. If you had to choose right now, who would you rather be? The air thickened. My boyfriend, she whispered. Or my girlfriend. My heart stopped. I opened my mouth. But before I could answer, black scoring. To be continued.